I've been fighting the Sigma virus for a long time. It's the virus that causes all Reploids to transform into Mattrecks. The most dreadful virus to ever exist. Why? I wonder why I'm not harmed. Instead, I feel energy growing within my body. What on earth is happening to me? I have a bad feeling about this. That's all to report on Zero. Zero has fought Sigma several times. I believe he has the virus antibodies. It's possible he doesn't react negatively to the virus. His power output is actually growing. For the most part, the body systems of X and Zero all remain mysterious. I can't predict what'll happen. I suggest you take measures. Keep this secret. I'll think it over. His power is growing with the virus. It's too dangerous to keep them loose. Please, at least do something about Zero before it's too late. Well, that was plot. Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Megaman X5. The last part, the Enigma cannon both hit and failed. And we got the Falcon armor, I believe, as well. Or was that 2 parts ago? I forget. And now we're going to take on some more Mattrecks. And the first one up to bat is this guy. And we're going in as Falcon Armor X. Next up is the Skiver, known in Japan as Spiral Pegasion. I think I'm pronouncing that right. And his name is based off Michael High in the Sky Monroe, which is a bit of a reach. You can get the Orbiter Wing from the Reploid Air Force. But I can't believe the Sigma virus could have gone into the Reploid Air Forces. Now, you might think the Reploid Air Force sounds familiar. There's a reason for that. Darn, someone set the bombs. They're small, but do not underestimate their power. Destroy them before they detonate, and do that because they do massive damage to you. And anyways, I was saying, the Reploid Air Force, you might know by a different name. Repliforce from Megaman X4. Yeah, weirdly enough, they brought him back for this. If you were paying attention to the Skiver's little intro there, the Repliforce logo is actually on his head. And all the enemies in this stage, even though they're actually mostly recolors, are actually from X4. So that's really cool, the last remnants of the Repliforce. We'll never see them again after this, aside from that small cameo in 0-1, but yeah. There are bombs above you. Climb up and destroy them. In fact, if I recall correctly, if you actually bring Zero to the stage when you have to fight the Skiver, he'll actually mention the Colonel. I forget if he mentions Iris, though. I should probably blow that up. I failed to blow it up. But yeah, those do mass damage to you. They don't really do anything else, though. They don't, like, affect anything in the ending or later on the stage. And now time for a really tedious elevator section. I don't like this. Though, fun fact, I wasn't paying attention to it earlier, but in the first inner area, very early on when we first encountered the bombs, I believe, if you were paying attention, I believe there was actually some of the Eagle Ride armors from X4. The blue ones that fire their gun instead of having a saber, like the ones in Magma Dragoon stage. So that's kind of cool. I do wonder why they never brought the Repliforce back again after this, because I know while most of them were annihilated on that giant final weapon in X4, there should still be remnants on the ground forces. You'd think there would be. Oh, and time for a design choice I don't get at all. First off, the Sigma virus has no point in being here because he cannot reach you. How you doing there, buddy? Either way, if you use Falcon Armor X, you can actually fly up here to find the Dr. Light Capsule. This is the program for the body part of the Gaia armor. Analyze and upload the data in your main memory in a secure area. Once you upload all 4 programs, the Gaia armor will be complete. With the body part equipped, the damage you receive will become less. I did mention it back when we got the Falcon armor body part, but that doesn't sound right to me. Become less. I feel like they're missing a word there. But yeah, once you come up there, you die there. You die with that pit. It's kind of like Contra Syndrome. And I'm not sure why they designed it like that. And now to ride this elevator all the way up. So, hey Sigma Virus, how you doing? I actually think the way they made the Sigma Virus sprite was they actually just took the first boss and minimized the sprite by like 40 times. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they... Well, not 40, probably more like 3. I would not be surprised if that's actually what they did. Whoa, that was a weird stutter. Either way, this section's kind of tedious. There are more bombs ahead of you. Dispose of them as soon as possible. And she means that because I believe the elevator leaves automatically after a short time. Thankfully, the elevators go down in like 3 shots anyway, but still, that can be kind of annoying. And you want to be especially careful because now there's spikes, which actually this kind of reminds me of Boomer Kawanger's stage. Also, there's the heart tank for the stage. That is one I could have feasibly come back and gotten a 0 if I wanted to split it more evenly, because if I recall correctly, by the end of the game, 0 ends up with 2 heart tanks, X with 6. So I probably should have saved that one for 0, honestly, just to make it a bit more even, but oh well. Either way, time for the Skiver. He's technically weak against Dark Hold, I believe, but it's a bit of an odd weakness. Well, you just look ridiculous.
X, I've wanted to meet you. But considering the situation, we don't have time for small talk. Soon, the Reploid Air Force will be destroyed. You may be our only hope. But you'll have to convince me first. Through battle.
The Skiver is actually very reminiscent of Storm Eagle from X1. The first phase of the fight, he's mostly just dashing around, though, trying to knock you off the boat. Or ship. He's supposedly weak to this, but it doesn't actually do damage to him. It does a bit of a quick man syndrome where it just freezes him there, but it doesn't actually damage him, and I hate that. Yeah, that's all he's weak to. Besides that, buster shots are the best way to go about it. Thankfully, his pattern is overall very simple once you realize what it is. But early on, this boss actually can give you a bit of trouble if you don't know what his pattern is, and I hate that attack especially. Once he reaches the second half of his health, that's when his second phase starts. And yeah, that's actually a thing X5 has that not many other X games do, is that all bosses actually have phases. Now he's just outright Storm Eagle because he's doing that flying attack. But thankfully, I can avoid that pretty easily because the Falcon Armor's flight is invincible to that. Oh, and that's... Watch out for his wing spiral attack there, too, because that can blow you off. In fact, now look at it, that's kind of like Tornado Hold. Huh. This guy's just a combination of everything. Mind you, there is a kind of a reason for that I'll get into in the credits, but still. I don't know how I feel about that. But yeah, actually, you know what? Let me check out the dialogue for him when you're playing as 0. Yeah. He mentions, what's it called? Whether or not you need the Orbiter Wing, the Skiver will actually mention Colonel, and he would want to fight 0. Oddly enough, though, if your Eurasia's already crashed, he'll mention Iris. Yeah, that's the thing. Eurasia can crash. Obviously, that's why the timer's there. But that doesn't cause a game over. That just means you have a bad ending no matter what. Either way, for beating the Skiver, we get this weird little wind dash attack. X fires it upwards and at an angle if he's dashing, and 0 just gets this little dash attack where you'll dash, you'll press the attack button, and he'll send a clone forward to attack enemies. I didn't expect to have to fight against the Reploid Force again. But since most of the Reploid Force members have become Mattrecks, I guess that was inevitable. Fortunately, the devices for the shuttle were not damaged, but the Air Force was not so lucky. It won't be safe there anymore. Get back to the Hunter base. Oh, that was moderately depressing. Emergency. Dynamo has come back here to attack. What on earth does he want? Well, it doesn't matter. We have to fight him. And Dynamo is back once again. And I'm once again taking him on with 0 because taking him on with X is really not worth it. And I'll be honest, this fight's kind of pointless because it's more or less the exact same. With one difference. Oh, hey, look, the shuttle's in the background. If the Enigma actually succeeds, you have a different background here as well. Nice to see you again. Did you miss me? Stop pestering me, Dynamo. I won't allow you to escape this time. You can't retire me no matter how hard you try. I'll give you a little advice. You, Sigma, everybody's always too hot when they fight, but not me. I'm the coolest and wisest of all. If you can't understand, then I'll just have to show you. Come on and fight me. He's more or less the exact same fight, only now he has attacks similar to Colonel had back in X4 when you fought him the second time. Where he can cause certain parts of the screen to just be pretty much nuked. Although one thing I forgot to mention about him is that he adapts his tactics to whether or not you're playing as X or Zero. He uses a lot more fast attacks when you're playing as X because you have to stay on the ground more often, but he uses a lot more close-up kind of attacks when you're playing as Zero. In my general experience, anyway. Either way, as you saw, he still goes down like a wimp compared to Zero's Saber. So, you are strong. I fought seriously this time. Anyway, I'd need 9 lives if I stuck with you. So, I'll leave. No more games. You should think about your future. 2. Or, you'll die someday. I'm getting out of here. Because I don't want to die right now. Adios. And I'm not joking. That is the last time we see him in this game. I don't know why, but for the rest of Mega Man X5, Dynamo is absent, which is odd, because all things considered, Sigma obviously being the mastermind aside, Dynamo's the one that set everything to action, making the Eurasia colony go into its crashing thing, if you look in the backstory. Either way, let's just ignore that and head into the next Mattrex stage with Zero. Next up is Mattrexs, otherwise known as Burn Dynarex in Japan, and his name is based off of Matt Sorum, former drummer of Guns N' Roses. There's a rocket booster engine in this lava area. Watch out for the lava and proceed with care. If you touch the lava, you'll be instantly vaporized. So yeah, lava is instant death. Who knew? And this stage is pretty dangerous, because first off, see these flamethrowers? They'll do maybe about a half of my health, which is kinda ridiculous. And that attack I just did there was the little thing we just got from the Skiver. And it's useful, I suppose. Anyway, this stage is overall dangerous, not just because of that, but like Alias said, there is a lot of lava. And lava is not only instant death, but there is a lot of it, to say the least. It's like we're in a volcano. Also, I think I stated that sentence like twice in a row. I'm sorry about that. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, it's about half my health. And that should not have touched me. Wait! There's a lot of lava below us, but we have no choice but to proceed this way. The lava comes in fixed intervals. Be mindful of the timing and proceed. I don't know how that works. But yeah, lava is going to be directly in front of us in this part. Watch below you. It's too hot. Wait until the lava is gone, then go down. I believe if you actually head right a bit more, you can actually find a 1-up. But I never go over there, really. There's the lava. That will kill you. But when you head down here, head left instead of right first, because down here is the stage's heart tank. And also an extra left if you want it, but I don't, because I need to go this way. Go before the next lava comes. Quick! I am. And you'll know the lava's coming. Can you see the rock over there? The temperature is lower on the other side of the rock. If you take advantage of a rock, you may be able to avoid the lava. Wait behind the rock when the lava comes, and then proceed with care. So yeah, the lava is projected so forward so harshly that it ignores behind the rock in a way that, by the way, looks really bad even for PlayStation standards, because that just looks like it's cut off. I mean, look at that. That's just a basic hitbox, more or less, actually. Or lack thereof, rather. Anyway, yeah, you know when the lava's coming, when the screen shakes just a little bit. Not much. It's kind of hard to notice due to compression and stuff. But it's shaking, I can guarantee you that. And when the rocks start coming from the left. However, we need to use the lava to our advantage so we can break through these walls. This section does make me a little nervous whenever I play it, but honestly, it's not that bad. This is the only jump that always makes me nervous, because I'm always scared I'm gonna mess up with the second jump as Zero. Because I've almost always tackled this stage as Zero. I don't know why. Possibly because this section scares me. But thankfully, the lava is also a double-edged sword because it can destroy enemies. Mind you, there's only like 2 enemies in this lava section, so it's not really that worth it, but it's there. You know what makes it especially worse, by the way, with the way the lava looks? If you look carefully, you can see that they actually coded something for when the lava hits an object like the walls, but not from behind it. Destroy the door in front of you, then you'll be able to proceed to another area. I don't know what it is about the PlayStation X games really liking us destroy doors. Because that happened, I think, twice or maybe even 3 times in X4. And twice in this game, at least. And yeah. Obviously, when you're standing behind these little ones, duck, otherwise you're getting a face full of lava. Which, not pleasant. And here we are in the second half. And hey, look! Well, this area is kind of like a sea of lava. The probe right armor could probably endure the heat of the lava. It's the right armor from the rest of X4. Our path divides. You can go this way, or you can take the other way below. If you go down, you'll have to go through the lava area. If you go this way, you'll be free from the lava, but you can't proceed with the right armor, because a huge rock blocks the way. Which way will you choose? The decision is yours. I recommend you take the lower route. Although this makes no sense, because even though we're in the right armor, our head is still open in the lava, but okay. The red in the right armor here controls the exact same way it did in X4, and the best way to abuse it is to either do the dash just slash or use the jump slash, because you can get a lot of hits in with that. But whatever you do, take as little damage as possible, because this thing still has an invisible health bar. If that thing gets emptied, this thing starts to self-destruct, and if it explodes while you're in the lava, well, you are dead. No buts about it. Don't you have to wonder? I can understand the other Reploids being in here, even though their heads are exposed, even though their sprites, by the way, are ripped right out of Megaman X4. Because they're also in right armors, but what about the Batons? How are they surviving in this? Either we want to ignore heading up there and instead come over here, because if you look over to the right of the screen, there is a light capsule. And how do we get out of this right armor? You have to press up and the jump button, which is surprisingly finicky. Mind you, I'm also extremely nervous because I've had times where I've jumped out of the right armor, but I still got killed.
This is the program for the arm parts of the Gaia armor. Analyze and upload the data to X's main memory in a secure area. Once X uploads all 4 of the programs, the Gaia armor will be complete. With the arm part equipped, X can attack with the Gaia shot. While the range of the Gaia shot is short, it's powerful and can neutralize the enemy's energy bullets. Also, it allows X to break a certain brick. Please tell X that he can push or attack the bricks by dashing.
You actually could have... Actually, no, we have seen that kind of block before. If you recall, the black blocks showed off right near the end of Squid Adler's stage. The ones that were over spikes. We can now destroy those. Now, we're right near the boss. In fact, the door's up there. But before we go in there, let's actually show off the other route, because I feel like it bears showing. But yeah, we can't take the right armor this way, so we might as well just dash. Oh my god, Mecha Dragon! This is very similar to Mega Man 2. It seems that you can break the rock in front of you. Destroy it so you can move on. If you remember the Mecha Dragon from Mega Man 2, it's a very similar concept, only this thing is chasing you and attacking you from afar. It never really gets too close, and it won't kill you in one shot if you touch it. The lava will, though. Though, honestly, in terms of design, I'm not sure if you guys have ever seen some of the beta footage, I think it was, or was it alpha? One of the two, for the original Sonic Adventure. The Sky Chase Dragon that Sky Chase Zone had in that game at one point. This kind of reminds me of that. Mind you, it's mostly the color scheme. But honestly, this fight is really easy, especially once you get to the actual fight here. It has a bit too much HP for its own good, but honestly, the dash attack could be really good. Though if I recall correctly, at this point, I can't use the dash attack, or not the dash trick as easily, because of the way that the Skiver's weapon works. I dash forward and then I attack. So honestly, spin slash is probably the best way to go, and you'll take care of it eventually. And after this, you're actually right back where the other route ended. Or, yeah, where the other route ended. For some reason, this stage always felt rather anticlimactic to me. Well, not climactic, that's the wrong word because we're not near the end, but it felt a bit too... not short. Rushed, I suppose, because once you get here, the stage is pretty much over. Because, see, look, we're right there. And maybe it's the fact that the stage doesn't have the stage closing door doesn't have its own screen before that. I don't know. Either way, it's time for Mattrex. He's weak against the Skiver's weapon, so get ready to use it or have it out. So the gimmick about Mattrex is that, get this, he's a dinosaur. I used to think he looked really goofy, too.
Why did you come here, Zero? So the Maverick Terminator's here. Does this mean it's time for me to die?
No, I just came here for the booster engine.
That's not all you want from me, is it, Hunter? You want to take my life, don't ya? You want to fight me, don't ya?
If you insist, then I accept your challenge.
Bring it on, Sinister Hunter.
Mattrex is a very easy boss, with his weakness at least, because his weakness sends him up like that and gives him one hell of a derp face. He likes to jump around a lot and slam you into the walls occasionally, which is kind of lethal, but his main form of attack is actually Fire Breath. Sometimes he'll either shoot it just at you in general, cover the entire floor with it, and sometimes he'll actually jump onto the wall and cling like we do, where he'll either breathe more fire onto the floor directly at you, or he'll body slam you from the wall. And if I recall the animation he just did right, he'd also backwards body slam you, but honestly this boss doesn't have much to do. He's a healthy guy, as you can clearly tell, but he's nothing too hard. Like his design, though. If you have the dash trick still, that's a pretty good way of taking him out as well. Ow. Yeah, I died to him. I'm oddly cocky when it comes to boss fights in X5. I don't know why, because I'm usually really safe in X4. But yeah, I'll often not use energy tanks unless it's either too late or try number 6. And that's Mattrexs in this stage. Nothing too bad. For beating Mattrexs, for 0, we get the equivalent of that ice charge we had in X4, where you press down on the attack button and you'll stab downwards. This one you get a fire element one you can actually control a little bit in midair. And X gets a fire weapon that is very similar to Mattrex's Fire Breath. He'll shoot a wheel forward and it'll land on the ground, then fire in 3 different directions. So that's useful, I suppose. We can get something with it later on, too. We found the booster engine. Now the striking power of the shuttle will be increased. There seems to be more useful weapons lying here, but I don't think you have time to investigate. Evacuate before you get sucked into the lava. Alright, but with that, I'm going to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 5, we'll be heading out to the final Maverick, and hopefully have the shuttle be successful. See you guys then.